So we are continuing with creating algebraic expressions, just that now we're going to look at some word problems. The first thing you want to do is you want to read it without making any annotations. So let's read it. Taylor has $124 to get his car repaired. He needs to pay the cost of the parts and for the labor. Taylor was charged $76 for parts and $32 per hour of labor. Write an expression that represents the amount of money that Taylor has left after 8 hours of labor. All right, I'm going to go back now a second time in reading it, and I'm just going to underline some important facts. Taylor has $124 to get his car repaired. He needs to pay for the cost of the parts and for the labor. He was charged $76 for parts and $32 per hour for labor. Write an expression that represents the amount of money Taylor has left after 8 hours labor. So I'm actually just going to box this because this is what they're asking me to do. Right, they asked me to write an expression. Now I'm going to go back and try to pull out some important key things. So Taylor has $124 in his car. I'm going to circle that number. He needs to pay the cost of the parts and for the labor. He was charged $76 for the parts, and I know represents addition, so I'm going to write an addition sign on top of it. $32 per. It's another operation, which means multiplication. So here I'm going to make a nice star. Per hour of labor. And I know that from this example, I'm just going to change my color, that it says Taylor has left after 8 hours of labor, that for the hour of labor is going to be represented by H. So write an expression that represents the amount of money Taylor has left after 8 hours of labor. Well, we know that he was charged $76 for parts and $32 per hour of labor. And we know he has 124. So these are all the things we know. If I'm looking at this, what I would want to do first is try to write out the equation, the expression. So I know that if I take the parts and I add it, because this is the operation right here, to this is how much he is spending. So I would have 76 plus 32 per means multiplication, so 32H. But what I also know is that he has $124, and they want to know is writing an expression that represents the money he has left after. And we know left is a subtraction. So really what we're doing is taking the 124 and subtracting it by what it would cost for him for the parts and the 32 hours. So this is where our properties of real numbers come into play, because you'd want to use parentheses here to kind of group things together. So our expression would be 124, that's yes in total, minus right left. 76 plus 32h. Okay, and this would be our final answer here. Now, of course, we could simplify this more, but for this lesson, we're just going to stop here.